Okay, we're doing part 3, but for this reading, for this collective, it's really important because I really feel you're very powerful. You're very magic. You're very magic pairing, but you're missing a key element of the puzzle piece on your journey. That's why it's prolonging. That's why it's that part is it's so painful. So watch the previous parts if that's the first one you're saying. But you are still a little bit dishonest with yourself. You don't have a clear, when it comes to this journey, remember what I said in previous part. You cannot just say, yes, we have to reach a point when we say, thank you, my love, for awakening me. Even if we don't get into union in this physical world, it doesn't matter because we are in union. Union is just a construct, right? But you cannot carve out and throw into the bin the part of your magic and your journey that links to the fact that you have been activated through twin flame journey, right? So if you're denying it, if you're blocking it, you're missing out the point. You have to, those of us who are awakened through the journey of twin flames, we have to consider that element of a puzzle piece in the path of our growth and our expansion. Otherwise, you're missing the whole point. No matter how big of a divine feminine, we talked about this, and a healer and happy in life you're going to be, if you are forgetting to address certain elements of the fact that you are on a journey, you're never going to fully reach that wholeness. You know what I mean? The reason he's stuck right now, he doesn't know how to deal with certain things because you've cut it out, and you're supposed to be his beacon on this journey. We lead the way. So if the divine feminine says, I don't want to deal with this, I don't want this, I'm just going to focus on me, on my journey, on my magic, on my growth, I don't care that I have a twin, how is he supposed to progress on this journey? You are his leader, spiritual leader. Mount Everest or Molehill. Queen of Wands. I'm here. Okay, I'm hearing, bear with me. I'm hearing that you are a little bit too much for him, right? So I want to say a couple of things. First of all, I always say this, there is no such thing as too much. Us true divine feminines, to an outside observer, we're usually too much, right? We usually brave, courageous, colorful, I always say this, all divine feminines on this journey, we're all shamans. I don't care what anyone says. Shaman is nothing more than a bridge between two worlds, okay? We are that. Some of us go into shamanic practices and shamanic journey, shamanic healing. Some of us go into completely different direction, but we're all shamans. This ridiculous nonsense that shamans can only be like native, I don't know, like Americans or from, it's conditioning. It's conditioning. What are you talking about? What culture? This is just a temporary nonsense of this physical matrix. Culture, it's rubbish, right? It's very beautiful part of it if we look at it from a place of light, like ancestral traditions and so on and so forth. But we are all shamans, right? So maybe you are very, because I say this to you guys all the time, I feel this collective, you are like, okay, we're all healers, right? On this journey, we all get activated as channels, right? Because our Kundalini awakens. And I've done an episode about this, Divine Feminine and her mission. It's part of that. It's part of that Divine Feminine masterclass that you can find on my YouTube, and it talks about that we're all healers. But some of us go more towards shamanism, being mediums, being readers, Reiki healers, energy healers, right? Some of us become artists, activists, coaches, that content creators, not just talking about spirituality, but life, the meaning of life, the truth of life. And some of us, your mission may be linked to you working with underprivileged people, working with children, being like a social worker. It varies. Not all of us are like witch witches, like we're all witches, but not all, you know what I mean? Not all of us are like this pronounced, crazy lady, witchy poo amazingness of a goddess, right? We're all amazing, we're all healers. You know what I mean? It would make sense for the right collective. But I feel that this collective you are, right? So maybe you are that medicine woman. Maybe you do work with natural medicine, herbs, teas. Maybe you are that witchy poo, right? And we have that divination as your first card. So maybe you're being pulled more towards that. So I feel like you are very very fire. Maybe you're even a fire sign. That could be a sign for some of you, just a detail. But you would have that pronounced fire that I've risen, I'm going to lead other women, I'm going to change this world, I'm going to heal you humans, right? Maybe you're very also like colorful and your external world, that it's like your clothes, your house, your life. It's an expression. I'm getting chills of all your beautiful, fiery, colorful, personality. And I feel it's a little bit still intimidating for him, because remember, they're in a matrix, they roll the matrix, and some part of them, that soul part of them, is enticed, because if you are all this that I've described, it means that it's part of your ancestral lines, right? Those of us who end up being witches, we've all along we've been witches, okay? So his soul would know, his soul would remember. But the human part, the ego part, the part that needs to one day help to dissolve the matrix, is a little bit confused. Is a little bit like, what is going on here? And you're not helping him energetically to understand. Do you know what I mean? So he's making it big of a deal. You gotta chill, okay? You gotta send in this energy that I mentioned previous part. Watch the previous parts. It's okay, my love. It's okay. It's fine. I'm here fine, doing my potions, doing my things. You take your time. If you don't put yourself in a place of trust, you will never get there on this journey. One of the ultimate tests is trust. No matter what anyone says, no matter what anyone does, no matter what any charlatan talks about online, I know my truth. This is my king. My king is on a quest. My king will one day return to sit alongside with me on a throne. We're going to be a power couple and we're going to heal these humans, okay? That's the mindset that we're wanting. 2 of coins. Very nice. I like this energy because it's connect to nature. I feel like he's balancing. I feel it's also this encounter with you. It's giving him a lot of lessons. And yes, they're painful. Yes, they're difficult. But it's also helping him. You know what I'm hearing? That the fact that you met in 3D right now, that you had this check-in, that calibration, it helped him to understand you and your essence because you blocked it energetically. Okay? So he actually was pushed by your guides to have that encounter with you, to feel in the physical world your energy, that fiery, that witchy poo, that medicine woman, that your path, your mission, what you're here to do, to really help to understand this world beyond the veil that he's not understanding because you cut him off. What do I always say to you guys? Many feminists complain that, oh, my masculine comes in separation and then he leaves and it's just like creating like conflict within me, internal. Divine feminines, okay, my universal truth, and something that I've also received in downloads. It's not 100% always the case. Again, we always have, it's a very unique journey tailored to the both of us, but those divine feminines that can really hold the space of trust, what I just said, my king, my counterpart, I trust you, do whatever you need to do, learn about the matrix however you need to. You will know the how and the when. It is not my job description. I love you, I trust you, I send you this energy for red thread. Those divine feminines who hold this strength, we oftentimes go through separation when they don't even check in, maybe one time throughout all these years, like 1 or 2 times, because it's not needed. Because we're strongly connected through red threads and we're leading the way spiritually. Now, when you get a little lost, when you start blocking the energy from him that go through the cords, when you start to, express things like, I don't want it, I want to forget about this, right? We're their leaders, so they get lost. They cannot connect to our energy. They cannot understand this journey. They cannot understand what we're supposed to teach them, which is what's beyond the veil. So sometimes they come in for that recalibration. It's painful, but it's a moment that gives us an opportunity to really like snap out of the illusion that we've been stuck at. Do you understand? So you trying to cut him out, you missing that puzzle piece, you caused the fact that he came in, because a recalibration was needed. He needed to understand better your world, because you're not giving him this energy through red threads. But he's balancing. He's really balancing the understanding between those two worlds. There's a reason I mentioned shamanism and the bridge between worlds. He's very lost in all this. Why so stubborn? We have 9 of coins in reverse. I'm hearing that this stubbornness, this masculine has a lot of lack mentality. And we've mentioned this in previous part. You're feeding that lack mentality as well, unfortunately, through how you're behaving in all this. And I understand that it's coming from a place of pain. I understand that it's coming from a place that you're not grasping certain things. You're trying to protect your peace. You're trying to protect yourself. But honey, we didn't choose this journey, and we chose this journey. We didn't choose this journey to live a life of peace. We chose this journey to live a life of magic. And that comes with pain. That comes with challenge. That comes with understanding our greatness. Not cutting ourselves out and away from parts of our journey that are the most wonderful parts, because it's too hard to deal with. There's a lot of self-worth, lack mentality issues when it comes to him, and he cannot power through this. The divine masculine, I'm going to repeat this, I've said this already. Divine masculine will never see his beauty, his greatness, his wonderfulness, for as long as it is not reflected in a mirror of his divine feminine. So he will never feel worthy of you for as long as you still feel that he's not doing enough and he's not worthy of you. Because the fact that we are in our divine feminine and we raise our bar and our boundaries, and they come back and we're like, hold on, sir, let's see where this is going, let's start from friendship, let's see if you are worthy. It doesn't really mean that we don't believe in their worth, because in our hearts, way before they return, if you are in inner union truly, you believe in the magic that they carry. You think of them and you're like, wow, this man is such magic. He's so smart. He's so amazing. I'm so proud of him. This is what a true divine feminine and inner union thinks. And through really embodying that energy, you feed this to him and you give him space, opportunity, and courage and strength to really believe that. A lack mentality, a lack of worthiness, putting us on a pedestal, it's one of the most difficult things for the masculines. For as long as you believe in the illusion that they're behind, they're also going to believe in the illusion that you're up there, unreachable. Since we're doing part 3, I want to pull one oracle for you. Full moon sign. We are in eclipse season. Illuminated something in your subconscious, right? It is his energy. But I feel for both of you, this full moon now is going to be 1 month or next full moon, emotional awareness, climax, cycle completion, confirmation. I'm hearing from this full moon to the next or two, so next 2 months, everything that I said, you're really going to feel it in your core. If this reading was really for you, for the right collective, you will really understand what I'm saying. Because right now you may be a little bit confused, you may be a little bit upset, you may be still a little bit like, what she's talking about. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I channel the messages from your guides, and your guides are powerful. And I've done a message on my Instagram about this yesterday, that people think that, what does this card mean? What are you saying? Why am I saying this? I'm just a channel. I'm a tool, okay? Your guides speak through me. It's not me trying to right? I'm a true channel. You can just like forget about my face, close your eyes, and imagine that you're listening to your guides, because that's what's happening here. And you're going to understand that. And it's going to land 444 on a timer. In the next 2 full moons, you're really going to complete a cycle, both of you. Whatever, and for him, it's going to be really removing certain things. If you manage to remove that mindset that we discussed in all this reading, he's going to manage to remove things that he needed to remove, and you're going to start another cycle. Is it going to be your cycle to get into union? I don't know, but you shouldn't care. What did we just discussed? Just when it's ripe. Not too soon, not too late. And for the second time, we had this, the other tarot deck that I took. Remember, as I closed, I didn't show this to you, but we had Ace of Cups, and we have Ace of Cups now. Huge issue with self-love. Huge. And if you don't love your masculine, truly, with zero judgment, zero resentment, zero, just pure love, it means that there's still part of you that you're not loving the way you're supposed to be loving. Do you understand? All right, since we've done part 3, let's just go on with this incredibly long reading. I feel like for the right collective, it's what you need. I want to ask, how does Source sees him? And then I feel like I want to pull one from this deck. This is my travel size pocket archetypes by Kim Krans. I love this. I rarely do this because it's really like a long read, but I really feel guided if we have time. So let's go. Let's ask, how does Source sees your masculine? Because the way you see him, it's your shadows. We need to now understand how the Most High sees him. Source, how do you see this masculine? Face down again. Suspension. And the next one, orange. See? It's a theme. You're missing the whole point. And that's, remember that card that I told you to write down before you watch that reading? I feel like the little things you're going to be, your intuition is going to be on point, what I'm saying. But then the key theme you're missing. The love, his pain, his work. All right. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's see what's the first card. The remaining cards are magic, but let's see what's the first one. Okay, fish. I was seeing in my mind's eye, to be honest, I was seeing the cosmic egg, because this masculine, just like you're magic. It's just you're not there yet, and it's fine. It is not a competition, all right? It's about the journey, not about the destination. I feel with this fish, he's changing. I feel he's going through amazing transformation. I'm hearing also shift from victim of fate, master to your destiny. Source sees his change. Source does sees his progress. We have Sea Serpent. This is your Kundalini. You know, I always say I've done a lot of Rod sessions about this. You can go ahead and watch it on my YouTube. There's a playlist with all my Rod sessions. That men don't really have Kundalini. It's the same energy. It performs same function, but it works differently, right? This is why the proper name would be to call it his Satori, because our awakening is that serpent shedding, sort of arising Kundalini, right, from ashes. But for them, it's Satori. It happens right before union. But it's also sacral energy. So I feel like he is connecting to his sacral energy. And we have Panther, which is Purge, which is really beautiful. So he's now, I was hearing this several times, but I feel like he would be in the energy of Dark Night of the Soul. And it's something you've caused a lot of pain. You don't even realize that through this encounter. And energetically, through not believing in him, through not trusting in him, he really is capable of going deeper than you can imagine right now. Because you see him very shallow still. Remember that card, same shit, different day? It's not true. He's capable of really going deep. It's just that there's still certain things that need to change. There's a lot of water energy here. So we had water in his energy, right? So maybe he is a water sign. Maybe that's a detail. I'm hearing Cancer for whatever reason. But again, it may be just a detail. It may be just his emotional state, that he's very emotional right now, right? Again, we are in a full moon in Pisces. Maybe he's Pisces, Cancer, Pisces. I'm hearing. But he is purging right now. He's going deeper. He's really trying to break through. It's funny how the feminine leads the way, but I feel like you, for whatever reason, maybe it was too difficult for you, you cut yourself out of his energy. And for a moment, tables needed to turn. It's like he needed to push a little bit on a level of emotions to recalibrate. Remember who you are. What's your role, What's your role, my feminine, right? You're supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to be mastering emotions, openness of the heart, pulling me in, right? Okay, let's confirm. Fish. We have starfish. Starfish, fish may be a thing. Maybe he likes fish. It's a ridiculous thing that I heard, but maybe he's actually a Pisces. Again, these details, they don't have to resonate. It only makes it more powerful if it fits, but the details. But I feel like he's changing. Maybe your masculine was someone that one of his shadows was superficiality. Maybe he was a little bit of that, I care how people see me. I care about how I look. I care about how people see you, I'm hearing. Maybe it was an issue in your connection. Maybe you had certain past or certain, whatever is your, social, that conditioning, whatever is your cultural, social difference, right? There's always something within the twins. Maybe something in your past or something about who you are, what you do. He used to be ashamed of that because he didn't see beyond the appearances, beyond of your past, of who you were, or even of who you are right now. You're a very beautiful, colorful person, right? And I think that is changing and that is shifting. I'm really looking at this crescent moon. Maybe you have like a necklace, like a crescent moon, and that you wear it all the time, or maybe you have it. I'm seeing, do you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing those like when you have like the Eid Mubarak sort of a signs and like little statues that they oftentimes have this crescent. Maybe it has a meaning for some of you. There's a reason I'm seeing this, but maybe your masculine has given you a necklace like that. But I feel like he's shifting, so there would be something in his energy in the past that was very, superficial, very judgmental. But how is he supposed to remove judgment if his divine feminine is still judging him? Just saying. Food for thought. Sea serpent. Earthworm. Okay, so I feel like he's going through some shifts. Maybe you should work on your sacral. Maybe you should really connect through, I'm hearing to him through your womb, right? You would know this collective because you're magic. I don't have to explain this to you. You would know. For the right collective, I wouldn't have to explain what it means. But I feel like he's going through some shifts when it comes to his sacral energy, right? So he's cleansing something. I'm hearing karma as well, but he's still like clumped up in there. He's still very shy about certain things, right? Maybe there's something, I'm hearing sexuality, maybe some sort of a trauma, either for you or for both of you that you went through, either this lifetime or past lifetime. I feel that the right collective, you would resonate with that, with the liberation of the womb, with the true healing of the womb. You know what I always say, we're not women who have wombs, we're wombs who have women. And I feel like the healing powers of the magic of your womb, it's what he needs right now. I'm hearing connect to him really through your womb. Our womb is our portal. So maybe do like either, if you have a womb priestess, or do a womb meditation. There's this beautiful womb meditation that includes Ho'oponopono prayer. So the forgiveness prayer. I'll put it on the screen. But I feel like this collective, you might not need it. You would know what you're doing, right? So just like go into meditation, connect to your womb, call in his energy in there, connect sacral to sacral, because he's lacking liberation in that space. Well, bee! The bee! He's working hard. He's doing the best he can. So you're not seeing it. You're not seeing the depths of his soul. He's really able to go beyond, to go deeper. He's trying. Poor little masculine. For as long as they don't receive true support from us, how are we supposed to move on this journey? Really? He's trying so hard. Oh, it's like I feel for him now. You're supposed to be his spiritual protector. Stop wanting. Start to give. That's when the things shift, when we no longer want anything from them. I swear to Lord, I do not want you to return. I do not want you to offer me anything. Even if we're not going to be in a physical union, to me, we are already in union. I love you. You're the other part of me. I will always protect you, just like I have been through lifetimes, through timelines, through realms. I am your forever Shakti, your spiritual protector, my dear Lord Shiva. As long as you're not in this mindset, it ain't gonna happen. We have the Cobra. He's learning. He's learning, he's observing. Stingray, there's still element of like he's not ready, he's still fearful, he still doesn't have that full backbone, sort of a strength and trusting, but he's trying. He's changing. He needs his feminine right now. He needs your leadership. Whether you know it or not, he watches you. He learns from you, but you cut out your energy from him, so he cannot really learn to his very core. He doesn't know how to purge certain things that he needs to purge from his energy, from his essence, from his sacral. Because we are each other forever teachers, right? And students. He came now into the 3D world to teach you something because you have forgotten that you're supposed to be his teacher in the spirit realm. He needs your fire. The fire that you have, the fire that we talked about, the fire that you give to yourself, to other people, to other women on an everyday basis. He needs that, especially now in this eclipse season. Stop missing out that important element, okay? All right. Let's do you one of these. I'm so hungry. Sorry, maybe you're hungry. One card for my beautiful divine feminine that needed this alignment, that needed this guidance, that needed this calibration. One card, message from her guides to wrap this up. Make a good one. Here we go, face down. Can you see hear my tummy? I'm really hungry. Sorry. Eros, number 50, 60, 71. Hold on, I will find it in a booklet. We have Eros. It sort of looks like it's a lip. It's a lip with a diamond. Let me find this and I will read through it. Hold on. All right, I got it. Let's do this. When in light, passion, playfulness, sexual help. See? Sign. There's something about the sacral that you are not completely aligned and balanced, the two of you. When in dark, madness, projection, obsession. Go deeper. Read Love Sonnet 11 by Pablo Neruda or Basket of Figs by Ellen Buss. Plato reminds us that Eros can be experienced as platonic love. It is activated when we witness beauty and truth in the world, when our brightness softens. Love can be platonic. You don't have to have him in union. That's what was coming in my mind. The Hindu goddess Lalita, she who plays, can help activate Eros energy. She is also known as Kameshvari, Empress of Desire. That I feel like it really, you cut out that fire. The fire of yours, it's his reason to be. You really have to connect. If you want to progress truly on this journey, you have to really deeply connect. We always not attached, always connected. We always forever, even if you're going to be 10, 20, forever in physical separation, part of this journey is to really deeply connect to your masculine. Okay, let me through this. Love as desire, eroticism, sensuality. Through Eros, we can be depicted as unbridled sexuality and eroticism. A more contemplative understanding of this archetypal energy leads us to the root of desire itself. What do we long for? What are we awake? Why are we awakened by love? What makes us hesitate in the face of intimacy? Eros reconnects us with the primal longing to merge with another human being, nature, music, art, plants, food, or anything that we perceive as we separate from. Eros allows us to momentarily unite. Our heart embraces otherness, and in doing so further understand our own. Our life force awakens. This card reveals the inevitable initiation into love's labyrinth. You may find yourself swirling in a new territory of desire and sensuality. Explore the labyrinth with a curious and honest heart, and remember, for the way in Right? And remember, you are always being led towards its center. I'm sorry, I always struggle. These descriptions are beautiful, but they're like so beyond like my brain's capability, and we often have words that I don't really understand. I'm sorry. I hope this was helpful. But what I get from this message for you is that you have forgotten the key reason why our souls choose to be on this journey. We are gods and goddesses of love. If you are not the embodiment of love, believing in fairy tale, you're missing the whole point of your journey. Yes, we're awakened for our greatness, but we're awakened to teach people love, unconditional love, pure love, not just romantical love. So again, remember what I'm going to say at the end. True divine feminine on a twin flame journey, once she reaches inner union, before external union, right? Still in separation. But once you reach inner union, you are in a mindset when you already feel you are in union. You are my love. I talk to you every day because your energy is here. I feel you. I see you. I don't care where your body is. Your body's catching up with your energy, and it one day will be here. I don't need anything from you. I'm not judging you. I'm not looking at your journey. I'm not evaluating your progress. I love you just the way you are. I will always love you. You will be my forever lover. I'm already in union. We eat together, we laugh together, we talk together, we support each other, we sex together, because we don't need each other in the physical. That's how powerful our love is. That's what we teach others. That love is not about wanting, you have to give me this, child, house, security. I love you. When your body follows along, I will evaluate if your body's ready to get access to my beautiful physical existence. But until then, my energy and your energy, we're already in union. Okay? I hope this was helpful. I hope I helped you with that tough love coming from your guides. I love you so incredibly much. I'm going to be on later, I think, with something special and something extra for this beautiful eclipse season. So yeah, please, really, you're so beautiful. This feminine, you're such a wonderful pairing, such magic. Really feel the energy of this reading. I love you. Bye.